up so you can see how windy it is. Very windy. It's a beautiful day for a birthday though. There's the garden we were in just now. What's it called?
Hayno's Loop. This is a crossbow window. Peter Hayno shot the governor of the French army as the French army would come over from Newtown.
And
It said that he shot the governor straight through the eye. In this very window.
Another one through the eye?
If you're caught by the French, they chop your 2 fingers off. Both fingers.
Yeah. That's right.
Both fingers.
And that's where the V's up came from.
Absolutely.
So here are the outer grounds of the castle, with the high walls, the deep moat. You can just see the gatehouse over there. This is a lovely part. Obviously, to get around the outside you don't have to pay. Now you can see the height of the hill and the height of the wall. I don't know how much of the land inside it was built up over the years, if at all. So, and you can see the grounds right over that way as well. I'm going to go back inside and do a little extra filming today. It was very grey yesterday. I didn't get to see the donkeys. So I'm going to go back in and try and get the donkeys this time. I'm really determined to get the donkeys on the wheel. So another entrance for me into the castle. Look at that amazing gatehouse. Isn't it gorgeous? It's so huge.
Up there is a murder hole.
There's a what?
Murder hole.
A murder hole?
Yeah. They would tip hot fat, hot sand, anything.
Oh, I see, down onto the intruders.
Yeah. Hot sand goes into the armour.
I might do that at home. Let's have a look down here. We didn't do this last time. Oh, we're inside one of the round turrety bits. Amazing. This is fantastic. Now this is the other side. Obviously, as you can see, there's this spiral staircase, which I think I may use actually. Let's go up here. I've been through the courtyard a few times. I want to go down to the donkey well house in a minute, because I always miss it. There's a little bit of time before it opens. Some of you may have seen my spooky visitor when I came in here on the last trip. And out the window is the main entrance. Now this will be the right hand side of the gate as you come in. Oop. So if you want to read this, just pause it here. Imagine meeting these chaps and their formidable weapons. I've got one of the helmets on. It's very heavy. I think you might remember me remarking on it last video how heavy it was. Now, let me just see if I can flip the camera. So here we are. And some of the lovely costumes that may have graced the backs of a few noblemen and soldiers. Here's another view of the courtyard from the top of the stairs to the gatehouse, where the soldiers were on guard. So just to give you another idea of what it's like from high up. I'm going to try and keep it steady. I know my filming is a bit on the wobbly side, but the trouble is all the surfaces are wobbly too. Hundreds of feet have worn them down over the years. Now this, I'm hoping, will give me a success today in seeing the donkeys. There doesn't seem to be a lot of people about. Now Fridays is usually the day when holiday makers go home. We call them gruckles on the island. Oh, no I am. Oh, naughty. It's the wonky donkeys. Yum yum. Let's just do this, look. So we got Jack, Jill, Jigsaw, Juno, Jester and Jingles. So I'm just going to take us back to where we finished off last time. Now here's the tea room where I had my birthday cuppa. So this is the path towards the keep. I love these tree walks, they're lovely. And out there, that's where they have the jousting in the summer. The other side of the moat. As you can see, it's very deep, that moat. Just amazing. Such a lovely area. One of my favourite places on the whole island. Okay, so it doesn't go up to the keep, but that's okay. Here's a good shot. Look at this. So we've got the church down there, which is, can you see? Carisbrooke Church. It's a bit hard to see what you can see me pointing at from here. And then we've got the keep up on the hill. Now let's see the size of that hill. Now this is the Motte and Bailey. Now I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the Motte is the word for the hill with the building on the top. Now it looks like I've got to go back down anyway. I wonder if I can catch my friend, but she might want to do the top battlement there. I mean, you think all these buildings were just done by hand, lugging all the stones and rocks about by themselves. Probably had the help of the donkeys, but it's a lot of hard work put into building this magnificent building. Now, I thought we could carry on that way to there, but unfortunately I was wrong. Which is something that happens quite a bit, really, to be honest. So I'll just have a quick peek through here. Now, when there are events on, this gets completely traffic jammed. And there's like a stop-go system. You let about 10 people through, and then 10 more people through from the other side and swapping. And so, now bear in mind, these massive old trees, they probably weren't even here when this place was built. That's very high, look at that. So steep. When I was a kid, we used to come along here and try and run up these steep slopes. Couldn't do it now.
Probably will.
I tried to ring my friend just now, but the problem is these walls are so thick, I think any signal sort of bounces off and just doesn't happen. So this is the back half of the well house. See, that's right in front of us, the well house. And in there is a massive wheel where the donkeys get inside the wheel and walk the bucket on a rope all the way down. There are the battlements we went along last time. Gorgeous building. That's delicious. And I've got a really nice piece of cake. It's blackcurrant cake of some description, but yummy. There's the keep from this perspective. So that way goes to the cafe and the donkeys. There's the keep and there's the well house. I'm feeling quite hopeful that I'll get to see the donkeys today because there's hardly anyone here. Fingers crossed, eh?
Now, Juno's one of our 6 donkeys at Carisbrooke. He's one of our working donkeys. He's 13 and he's stabled up to date with his auntie Jigsaw, who's 23. Now, Juno is one of our cheekiest donkeys. His favourite thing in the whole world is dogs, which is brilliant because we get lots of doggy visitors at the castle. But it's not so brilliant when we're taking him to and from the shelter, the castle and his field, because the moat is a very popular dog walk. If Juno had his own way, he'd be out with all those dogs running around the moat. So we do have to keep a close eye on him. Now, of course, just like his auntie Jigsaw, they are both very hard workers, some of our strongest donkeys. Juno is actually our heaviest at 28 stone, so he does take this wheel of speed to never decide to go, just like the auntie. Our 2 eldest you might know, Jack and Jill. They've been at the castle since they're about 6 months old, and they're both 25 years old this year. Now, Jack has spent his time at the castle becoming our local escapologist. So he's escaped from this very warehouse mid-demonstration, he's escaped from his shelter in the courtyard, and he's escaped from his field down below. Now, that's not good if it's just Jack, because we can tempt him back with some cuddles and some treats. But Jack has this nasty habit of bringing all the other 5 donkeys with him, which is a all-day affair. But of course, he wins us back because he is our most affectionate. He loves a cuddle, and he does get jealous of the others if you do pay them any attention while Jack's in the vicinity. Now, that's just a small snapshot of our herd. Like I said, they range from the age of 4 to 25, so quite a range. But of course, much older than any of our donkeys is our wheel here. Now, this wheel is the 3rd wheel at the castle. It is 438 years old and weighs 1.5 tons. which if you'd like to compare, is about the same size as a small family car, or we recently discovered a hippo. Now this is made of solid oak besides the treads which are pine. And that's because they were replaced because pine is a softer wood, so it's nicer on our donkeys' joints and ligaments. Now prior to that there would have been oak steps running through the middle, and that's because this wheel was trod by prisoners. And a prisoner took half an hour to take a bucket of water down to the waterline and back up. And it was in 1696 that they first trialled the donkey. Now, as I said, a prisoner takes half an hour. The donkey could do the same amount of work in just 10 minutes. So brilliant news for the castle and the surrounding town. Not so great news for the poor donkey who would have been working all day, roughly 12 to 16 hours depending on the season, 365 days a year, I'm afraid. Now, you'd be more than happy to know that our donkeys don't do anywhere near that amount of work. All our donkeys come with a contract when they come to us, and in this contract it states that they can't work more than 6 minutes. Now, speaking of hard work, if you have made it up to the keep today, you would have seen our original well. Now, that well was sunk in 1070, and as I said, it's the castle's original well. But it does have one pivotal design flaw in that it doesn't actually reach any natural source of water, which definitely showed its head in 1136, when King Stephen besieged the castle from his cousin Empress Matilda. They were both vying for the throne of England at the time. He stormed up to the castle gates with his army and found them wide open, because that year had been a long hot summer and their well had actually run dry. So he took the castle with no opposition, and to not be caught out in the same way, he sunk this very well here in 1150. Now this one is the third iteration of the castle. The other two didn't quite reach that natural water source, but this one did. It's 49 metres or 161 foot, and there is about roughly 12 to 14 metres of fresh drinking water at any time, besides in the summer. And while this well does not draw water anymore, it still has one pivotal it's still quite important, because our local environment agency does use this well to determine whether the Isle of Wight will have a hosepipe ban. Now, if we were to ask Juno to bring up a full bucket of water, it would be 34 turns in total. 17 to bring that bucket down to the waterline and 17 to bring it back up. And of course, we never ask any of our donkeys to do that work anymore. All I'm going to ask Juno to do when he gets on the wheel is turn the wheel twice. And that will bring an empty bucket about 6 metres, just to show you what work would have been like. Now, I do say we ask our donkeys, and that's because we never force our donkeys to do anything. If Juno decides, for whatever reason today, he doesn't want to do the wheel, we'll have a lovely choice between either myself or Katie to turn it for you. Are you ready, Juno? Now, our donkeys are only trained to turn this wheel one way, and they are turned towards backwards through this corner. They are quite flexible, and that's because obviously we will turn the wheel back at the end of the demonstration, and Juno will see that, just to show that it's never something we would do ourselves. Big round of applause. Now, just to finish the demonstration, I'm going to pour a jug of water down the well, just so you can hear how deep it really is. Because it's one thing to hear the numbers, another thing to actually hear the water hit the bottom. So, we're ready. 3, 2, 1. It's a long way down. If you do peer over, please make sure to hold on to all of your valuables. Things like hats, glasses, guidebooks, mobile phones, everything's been down this well, including 2 divers that we did send down in the 70s. They did have to head down head first because the well does narrow at the bottom to maintain its structural shape. And they estimated about 6 foot worth of coins at the bottom and brought up with them after they 2 pairs of those teeth.
How nice.
Is there anything possible, anything going down there? It does stay down there, unfortunately. That just brings us to the end of the demonstration. Any questions, please feel free to ask Kieran. Yeah, they know. They're very intelligent. That's part of dogs and dolphins, especially their memory.
Yeah, she said once you backed him up, it was just.
Yeah, they know. They know what to do.
So there we are, finally got the donkey. And yeah, I had to be a little bit stubborn and not move too far because I needed to get the best shot I could after all that effort of actually coming and being here at the right moment. And that's taken several weeks. I may do one more trip up the top of the keep. Now look at that staircase. That's a heck of a trip for me because I get wheezy and I've had a cold this week. So here we go. Down some steps and then up some steps. So I've just got to go slow because I'm an old wheeze. So from here, look how high up that goes. I'm going to pause it and I'll get back to you at the top because I'll just wheeze and puff the whole way and I'll see if I can count the steps. Sixty-eight. Oh. Whew, gosh. Well, there we are. And when I come back, I shall, where am I? Walk along this part and over the top and back down. That's pretty spectacular. Now the well is up here. This well gives me the heebie-jeebies every single time. This is a very deep well. Oh my golly, oh my golly, oh my goodness. Oh God, this gives me the heebie-jeebies, something terrible. I don't know if you can see down there. Oh, I've really got the heebie-jeebies. I'm getting away. Not sure what that was. Now I'll show you the guard road, which is basically where the toilet was. So maybe they had like a little bucket and a plank or something across there. There's a few more steps. I'm assuming all the soldiers would just sort of gather around this part and be ready for attack. Now we've got more steps. Now the last count was 68. I'm not sure how many is here. But once again, I'll film from the top. There's a few of them. Part of the town. This is the town of Carisbrooke at the top. And Newport is the next part of the town. here we are above that very deep well. It's a very, very long way down. Oh gosh, it feels a bit wibbly. Well, my head feels wibbly. So, yeah, you can't really see the mainland today. It's just that bit of mist hanging in the air, but there is some sunlight. Yesterday you couldn't see it. Mount Joy Cemetery, the church. The Solent is the just about see on the horizon, the water. Now, if you can see in the centre there are two towers. That's the East Cowes Power Station. I live way over that way. I wonder if my friend is still down on the bench. Thank you. Let's have a look. Now that's where the donkeys are, down there. We passed that, we went around the back. Up the stairs, along there and down, and then we came around and back to the front to film. Well, let's see if Emma's still down there. She didn't feel like coming up the steps today. Oh, yep, she's still there. Let's see if we can zoom in on her. Get her attention. Emma! Emma! She see me. I think she's waving. Can you see her? Brilliant. Right. We have another perspective of the castle from the keep, which is fantastic. And now on the battlements opposite, that's where we stopped and talked about Hainault's Loop, which is the bit where the French geezer got shot in the eye with an arrow. But I don't think you heard that part very well, unfortunately. It was so windy and I couldn't even hear to put up subtitles. So back down. Oh, down is just as wobbly as going up. Yeah. Yeah, you always have that worry of sort of toppling forwards, don't you? Now, slightly to the left of this path is where we were just now, in Isabella's window and the King's prison room. And we can look down on that in a second when we come past the top of that. Whew. It's getting really hot now. I left my drink in the bag with Emma. Never mind, not far. Oh. Slightly closer on to the church. Nice little building, that one. There we go. up around the top for the last bit before going down. Pop into the chapel. Goodness. Oh, there are a couple of guns down there. Just another quick visit to the chapel. You can see the lovely entrance and the beautiful decoration on the ceiling. This is the way up to the organ room. Not sure what this is. Might be one of the... Look at this, I'll just put you through the railing. Shakespeare duck. So, these are various names of possibly... here we are, look. Dunkirk Veterans Association. Now, was this the gentleman that lost their lives at Dunkirk? To be honest, it's not very clear, the writing, so not easy to see. There's a few names I recognise, though, surnames as island names. And this lovely flag. Normandy. Yeah, beautiful. The little statuettes in the window are quite lovely. And the altar with the remembrance. I think this was from the end of the war celebrations in June. Oh, look at this gorgeous window. Sorry for my wobbly hands. More little statuettes. Look at the gorgeous ceiling. Yeah, look at that. Fabulous. There are the pipes from the organ. This is just inside the entrance to the chapel. Pause here to read it. So this is the last bit of my film for the day. So I have to rush off. And I just thought I'd give you a little one of me in here and the chapel in the background. So thank you for watching today. And, oops, sorry, in the way. Yeah, thanks for watching. And it'd be really nice if you could put a like on the film and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Hoping to do another one at Osborne House, Apple-Durham, God's Hill Model Village, and a few other places. Okay, so have a nice day and see you again. And now we have tea. Oh, look at that. Thank you.